As more than 1 million civilians crammed into the southern corner of the Palestinian enclave, some displaced Palestinian families in Gaza's Rafah are fleeing the city, fearing an Israeli assault.
I fled Al-Maghazi, came to Rafah, and here I am, returning to Al-Maghazi. Last night in Rafah was very tough. We're going back to Al-Maghazi out of fear, displaced from one area to another. Hopefully, Al-Maghazi area would be safe, God willing. Wherever we go, there is no safety. Not in Al-Maghazi, not in Rafah, not anywhere. We wish safety for everyone.
Israel says it takes extensive measures to protect civilians, but is forced to conduct military operations in civilian areas because Hamas operates there. International mediators continue working towards a truce and a hostage-prisoner exchange. U.S. President Joe Biden said the United States is pushing for a 6-week pause in the fighting between Israel and Hamas. At the same time, he questioned Israel's strategy in Rafah. His remarks came during his meeting with Jordan's King Abdullah in the White House residence. Many world leaders have now raised their concerns over the situation in Rafah.
Major military operation in Rafah should not proceed without a credible plan for ensuring the safety and support of more than 1 million people sheltering there. Many people there have been displaced multiple times, fleeing the violence to the north, and now they're packed into Rafah, exposed and vulnerable. They need to be protected.
The situation is already unbearable for over 1 million people who have been pushed into Rafah since the war started. We cannot stand by and let this continue. We need a lasting ceasefire now. This war must end.
Besonders besorgt bin ich über die Ankündigung der israelischen Regierung.
I'm deeply concerned about the announcement by the Israeli government of a large ground military operation in Rafah. Of course, it is completely clear that also in Rafah there is an unbelievably large net of Hamas terrorist organization. We are facing an incredible dilemma.
Krieges. Wir stehen vor einem unglaublichen Dilemma.
My sincere hope is that the negotiations for the release of hostages and some form of cessation of hostilities to be successful, to avoid a all-out offensive over Rafah, where the core of the humanitarian system is located, and that would have devastating consequences.
The incursion, the reports coming out are alarming. The head of the Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Relief have expressed grave concerns, asked where are these 1.6 million people supposed to go.
We are very concerned about what is happening in Rafah because, let's be clear, the people there, many of them have moved 4, 5, 6 times before getting there, and it really, we think, is impossible to see how you can fight a war amongst these people. There's nowhere for them to go. They can't go south into Egypt, they can't go north back to their homes because many have been destroyed. So we are very concerned about the situation, and we want Israel to stop and think very seriously before it takes any further action.
EU has also expressed concern over the situation. A Dutch court ruled the Netherlands must stop delivering US-owned F-35 parts to Israel. The court cited a clear risk that the fighter jets would be involved in international law violations. As leaders voice their concerns, France has delivered a written proposal to Beirut aimed at ending hostilities with Israel and settling the disputed Lebanon-Israel frontier. The proposal calls for fighters, including Hezbollah's elite unit, to withdraw 10 kilometers from the border. The plan aims to end fighting between the Iran-backed Hezbollah and Israel.